It was a warm September afternoon. From the balcony of her new apartment, Amelia strummed a gentle melody on her acoustic guitar. "I think I'm going to like it here," she mused, a small smile gracing her lips. The city hummed below, a perfect backdrop to her quiet moment. Just then her phone buzzed. It was her best friend, Liam. "I'm just around the corner. Amelia. It's the Lakeview Apartments in Charleston, right?" "Yes, that's the one. See you in a minute." Amelia carefully placed her guitar against the wall and left her apartment. She rode the elevator down to the ground floor and stepped out into the bright afternoon sun. As she waited by the main entrance, she noticed a young man walking down the street, holding a beautiful bouquet of white roses. "Those are gorgeous," Amelia thought, her eyes drawn to the pristine flowers. Then her gaze shifted to the man holding them. "He looks kind, too," she admitted to herself. At that exact moment, their eyes met. He offered a gentle, warm smile. Amelia felt a sudden heat rise to her cheeks and quickly looked down at her shoes. Jacob was walking down the street when he saw a young woman standing outside the apartment building, a guitar case slung over her shoulder. A musician, he thought. I really should practice my own guitar more often. He looked at her again. She's really beautiful. He couldn't help but smile. He watched as she quickly looked away, a faint blush coloring her cheeks, making her look even more charming. Jacob continued into the Lakeview Apartments, just as Liam's car pulled up to the curb. "Hey, Amelia," Liam called out. "Are you all right? Your face is a little red. What happened?" "Oh, it's nothing," Amelia said, trying her best to sound casual. As they drove off, Liam chattered about his day, but Amelia's mind was elsewhere. Who was he, she wondered. Does he live in my building? And those roses, who were they for? A wife, a girlfriend, maybe his mother. "Amelia, are you even listening to me?" Liam asked, a laugh in his voice. "Oh, sorry, Liam," Amelia said, feeling her face flush an even deeper shade of red. "What has you so distracted?" Liam asked with a knowing, teasing grin. "Well, it started with a bouquet of roses," Amelia confessed. "And a man," Liam prompted, his grin widening. "I don't know his name," Amelia said softly, "but I'd really like to." Meanwhile, Jacob arrived at his grandmother's apartment on the 5th floor. "Hello, my dear boy," she greeted him with a warm hug. "You are always so thoughtful, bringing me these lovely flowers." "Of course, Grandma Alina," Jacob said, returning her smile. As she went to the kitchen to make them some coffee, she asked him a question, but he didn't answer. "Jacob, are you listening? You seem a million miles away. What's on your mind?" "Oh, sorry, Grandma. It's nothing, really." Later, as he said goodbye and walked to his car, his thoughts returned to the girl with the guitar. Where does she live? He wondered. Is she a resident, or was she just visiting someone? He sighed, starting the engine. How am I ever going to see her again? 5 minutes later, Liam dropped Amelia off in front of the building. "Good night, Liam," Amelia said as she hopped out of the car. "You should hurry inside," Liam teased. "Maybe he's waiting by the elevator with another bouquet of roses just for you." "Oh, stop it." Amelia laughed, waving goodbye. "See you tomorrow." A week passed. Jacob was visiting his grandmother again. "It's such a beautiful day, Jacob," she said. Let's have our coffee out on the balcony." As they sat in the pleasant autumn sun, Jacob suddenly heard a faint sound. "Listen," he said, his voice hushed. "That's a guitar." He stood up, scanning the other balconies. Where is that coming from? He looked in every direction but couldn't spot the source of the music. "Excuse me for a moment, Grandma," he said. "I'll be right back." Jacob rushed out of the apartment and down the hallway, following the delicate sound. He paused outside one door and listened intently. Silence. Maybe it's coming from outside, he thought. Maybe she's on her balcony. He hurried back to the elevator, rode it down, and stepped outside. But upstairs, Amelia had just finished her practice session. She brought her guitar back inside and slid the glass door to her balcony shut. That's enough for today, she thought. Jacob stood on the sidewalk, looking up at the dozens of identical balconies, but the music had vanished. He couldn't see or hear a thing. Back in his grandmother's apartment, Alina watched him with a concerned look. "Are you all right, dear?" "Yes, I'm fine, Grandma," he replied, though his mind was clearly still occupied. "It's just, oh, never mind." "Well, if you can't stop thinking about it, it must be something important," she said gently. With a small sigh, Jacob finally told her all about the girl with the guitar he had seen a week ago. A few days later, Amelia was returning home from her classes when she saw the same young man near the building's entrance. This time, he was carrying a bouquet of pink roses. Her heart did a little flip. She watched him for a moment, but he didn't seem to notice her. She quickened her pace, but by the time she reached the entrance, he was already gone. As she stepped into the empty elevator, she was greeted by a familiar, lovely scent. Roses. Soft, sweet, and fresh. One afternoon, as Amelia was arriving home, she saw an elderly woman struggling with several heavy shopping bags near the front door. "So, please, let me help you," Amelia offered. "I can carry some of those for you." "Thank you so much, my dear," the woman said with a grateful smile. Inside the building, the woman looked at her kindly. "I'm Alina. Would you like to come up for a cup of coffee?" "That's so kind of you," Amelia said, smiling back. "I'd love to. I'm new to the building and haven't met any of my neighbors yet." "What do you do, dear?" Alina asked as she prepared the coffee in her cozy kitchen. "I'm a music student," Amelia replied. Alina brought the coffee to the living room and smiled. "These apartments are quite lovely, aren't they?" "Oh, yes," Amelia agreed. "I really like living here." As they chatted, Alina told Amelia about her apartment and the Charleston area. Later, as Amelia prepared to leave, she said, "I should get going now. Thank you so much for the coffee." "Goodbye, dear," Alina said as she walked Amelia to the door. What a sweet girl, Alina thought to herself. Then a thought sparked in her mind. A music student. Could she be the one? The girl with the guitar? A little smile played on her lips. Maybe I can invite her over the next time Jacob visits. But then she shook her head. "No, that's silly. I don't even know which apartment is hers." That week, Liam called Amelia. "I'm having a party this Saturday. Can you make it?" "Of course," Amelia said. "Your parties are the best." Liam then called his brother. "Michael, come to my party on Saturday," he told him, "and bring some friends." On Saturday, Michael arrived with a few of his buddies. "Hey, Liam," he said. "These are my friends, Tom, Brad, and Jacob." Just then, Liam's phone rang. He stepped aside to answer it. "I'm so sorry, Liam." Amelia's voice came through the phone, sounding weak. "I can't come to the party. I'm not feeling well at all." "Oh no, Amelia. That's a shame," Liam said. "Just get some rest and feel better soon." The party was a great success. Jacob met Natalie, Jane, and Katie, but he didn't meet Amelia. October arrived, and Jacob continued to visit his grandmother, but he never caught a glimpse of Amelia. He would walk down the hallways, listening for the sound of a guitar, but there was only silence. Where could she be? He wondered. Amelia had spent a week visiting her family out of state. When she returned, she hoped she might finally run into Jacob, but he was nowhere to be seen. There are plenty of other guys out there, Liam told her, but Amelia couldn't get the man with the roses out of her head. Then, Eleanor had to spend 2 weeks in the hospital for a minor procedure. One day, Jacob came to visit her. "How are you feeling today, Grandma?" he asked. "Much better, dear," she said. "I get to go home on Friday." "That's fantastic news," Jacob said. "How about on Thursday, I buy some groceries for you and stock up your apartment before you get home?" "That would be wonderful, Jacob. You're so good to me," Eleanor said, her eyes shining. After work on Thursday, Jacob went to the grocery store and bought everything his grandmother needed. On his way out, he also bought a large, beautiful bouquet of yellow roses. As he loaded everything into his car, a steady rain began to fall. Just as he was about to get in, he saw his friend Tom hurrying across the parking lot. "Where are you headed?" Jacob called out. "I'm going home to Eastfield," Tom said. "I'm on my way to my grandmother's apartment in Charleston. I can give you a ride to Eastfield first if you want." "That would be a huge help." "Oh, hey, could you possibly give my friend Amelia a ride, too? She lives in Charleston." "Sure, no problem," Jacob said. A few moments later, Tom and Amelia got into Jacob's car. "Thanks, man," Tom said. "This weather is terrible tonight." "Don't worry about it," Jacob replied. He dropped Tom off first, then turned to his remaining passenger. "So, where in Charleston are you headed?" "Lakeview Apartments on Park Road," she said. Jacob's eyebrows shot up. "That's a coincidence. I'm going to Lakeview Apartments, too." A thought flickered in his mind. Could she be? He glanced in the rearview mirror, but it was too dark to see her face clearly. Amelia sat quietly in the back seat. "Is that roses I smell?" she wondered. Could he be the one? Soon they pulled up in front of the familiar building. As they both stepped out of the car, they turned to look at each other under the glow of the streetlight. They spoke at the exact same time. "Oh, it's you. You're the one who plays the guitar. And you're the one who always brings roses." "Yes," Jacob laughed, a relieved and happy sound. "I always bring them for my grandmother." His grandmother, Amelia thought, her heart soaring. Not a wife. Not a girlfriend. "She's coming home from the hospital tomorrow," Jacob explained. "I was just bringing some things to her apartment for her." "Do you need any help carrying all that?" Amelia asked. "That would be great, actually," Jacob said, his smile reaching his eyes. They rode the elevator up to Eleanor's apartment together. Jacob put away the groceries, while Amelia found a vase and arranged the yellow roses in it. "Aren't they beautiful?" she said. "I love roses. They smell so wonderful." "Thanks for all your help, Amelia," Jacob said. "No problem at all," she replied. Then, after a brief, hopeful pause, she added, "Would you like to come up to my apartment for some coffee?" "I'd love to," Jacob said, smiling broadly. They walked up one flight of stairs together. The next day, Alina returned home. Jacob visited her, this time holding a stunning bouquet of deep red roses. "You look incredibly happy, Jacob," Alina observed. "And red roses, don't those signify love?" Jacob just smiled. 10 minutes later, he left his grandmother's apartment and walked up the stairs, still holding the red roses. Alina sat on her balcony, enjoying the warmth of the sun. In the distance, she heard the soft, sweet melody of a guitar. After a few minutes, the music stopped. She heard voices drifting from the balcony just above hers, Jacob's and Amelia's. Then she heard Amelia's bright, clear laugh. Alina smiled to herself. The sweet scent of red roses mingled with the crisp autumn air as the sunlight warmed her face.